everybody. Welcome to Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can see me in my elf ears. I've got reindeer. No, they're not elf ears. They're reindeer ears. This is episode 276. Surefire tips so you can enjoy the holidays.
Wow.
And I have my friend here.
I'm your friend.
Also my husband. Say hi, JF.
Hi, JF.
Hi,
Look,
JF.
we have pajamas on.
We have pajamas on. I just thought it would be fun because it is Christmas. We're a couple of days from Christmas. It's the 22nd. Actually, we're recording on the 21st, but we're only 4 days from Christmas.
That's right.
And it's a crazy time of the year.
Is it really only 4 days to Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have a lot to do.
He has a lot to do. A lot to do.
I hope I don't let the
I think a lot of people have a lot to do.
I hope I don't let the pressure of the holiday get to me.
I hope you don't either.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to have fun.
Yes. Well, that's what
it's
you're
all it's
supposed
about.
to do.
You're just supposed to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the most important thing is that I think tip number one is cherishing your sobriety. If you're sober, even 5 hours, let's say you're sober 5 minutes, let's say you're sober 5 days, let's say you're sober 5 weeks, let's say you're sober 5 months, 5 years, 50 years, whatever it is, we still have to go into this holiday season cherishing it. Don't you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you do that?
How do I cherish my sobriety? Well, I think I cherish it through gratitude. I think that's what it really is. And, part of the gratitude is like, thanks to sobriety, I actually get to participate in the holiday, which I would not have been able to do without sobriety. I certainly wouldn't be having a family around me and all that goes on with that. That's for sure. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very thankful that, I got to the circumstances of being able to put down the drink and keep it down. And I do remember, it's been a long time, but I do remember, that first Christmas and the first holiday season. And I think that I didn't have 5 days or 5 weeks, but I had more than that, but I didn't have 5 months. It wasn't much time. And it didn't seem like it was going to be fun. I couldn't imagine how it would be fun without drinking. And yet here we are, 20 some odd Christmases later, and each one has been more fun than the last.
Isn't that so fun? Who would have ever thought that? We would think, no, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a dread. And I know if you're out there and you're listening and you're like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And I think it's so imperative that you do make sure that you take care of your sobriety. That's number one. Mm-hmm. And I say you have to hold on to it and cherish it like you do your kids or your spouse or your loved ones. This is something you're doing for you. And cherish it. So don't give it away for anything. Okay.
That's right. Treat it like you used to treat your booze.
Treat it like you were supposed to. Exactly.
Yeah.
And our tip number 2 is making sure that you have a way out of the situation. If you're going somewhere and it doesn't matter where you go, make sure you have a way out or don't go.
Exactly. So be the driver, bring your own car, be able to get on an Uber, whatever it is, just because things happen in the holidays and, especially if you're in early sobriety, just what you want to do is just say, you know what, nicely say, thank you very much. I've had a great time. It's time for me to go home and be able to leave. The last thing you want to do is be stuck someplace in a situation that is possibly sobriety threatening to you with no way out. You do not want to do that to yourself.
No, you don't. And if you can't get a way out, make sure you have phone a friend, phone a friend, and hopefully that friend you can talk to and not be judged and just be loved and that will listen to you. Because sometimes it's just talking to someone and saying, this is what I'm feeling. I feel really badly right now and I want to leave here. And then you tell them that Sally just did something to drive you absolutely bonkers and you don't know what to do, but you let it go and you give it to somebody else and it makes you feel better. if you hold on to it, I think that that's what makes it worse. If you're sitting there and you've got this resentment, because resentment's the number one trigger for all of us, right? If you have a resentment to someone, something, and rather than letting that resentment fester inside of you, talk to somebody. If you have to leave because you can't call somebody, then leave. But if you can actually go and excuse yourself, maybe go into the bathroom, go into a pantry. One of my favorite movies is Home for the Holidays. And I will never forget when she's like, oh my gosh, my family's driving me crazy. And she goes into the kitchen, and this is going to date us, but she's got the long phone cord, and she goes into the closet and she calls her friend, and she actually leaves a message for her daughter. And she's like, this is not fun. I'm not having fun. And so doing that, take care of you, go in somewhere that you can find to go and talk to somebody and be honest and say, okay, my mom's driving me nuts. My dad's driving me nuts. I told them that I'm sober and they keep offering me wine. Why are they not listening to me? And, you know, you can go and tell someone and someone will actually listen to you. And I have to just say, just the idea of getting it out of your head, out of your mouth, giving it to somebody else really is freeing.
Yes, it is.
Don't you think?
Very true. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really, really true. Getting out there and doing that is an important thing. The third thing is when that family member says, do you want to have a drink? Bring what you like to drink. You can't rely on somebody else to bring what you drink.
So bring a big bottle of water, bring a big bottle of Diet Coke, bring a big bottle of whatever it is that you drink, and bring it with you and put it in the refrigerator. And
we sometimes go with the case of Pellegrino. It's hard to find these days, though. That's me. I always have to have Pellegrino. I will not go anywhere without Pellegrino.
And like any good alcoholic, she likes to have way too much. So
way too much. Yeah, we bring a case because I don't want to run out. Because I like to drink. I like to drink. Bottom line, I like to drink. And so I have to have a drink, and I still pour mine in a wine glass because I just like a pretty glass. That's just me. And this holiday season, I actually made a new cocktail, a mocktail.
Oh, do tell us.
I did make one. We had some friends over the other night, and I made this thing, and we named it the Mistletoe. And what you do, you make simple syrup before you go. So before you go, make the simple syrup. You take a cup of water and a cup of sugar, and I put cranberries, fresh cranberries in it, and it made it red, and it's sugary, and you let it boil and boil and boil, and then you let it cool, and then you put it in something, and you bring it and you pour that in the bottom of, so I pour the red cranberry. Now I also, not only did I make a cranberry simple syrup, but I also made a jalapeno one. So it's a little spicy. And so I took the cup of sugar and the cup of water and then put in fresh jalapeno, and that made it a little spicy. So it's a spicy and the sweet. It makes it kind of fun. Now, if you don't want the sugar, you can just put cranberries in, but I don't know how much that would taste good, but
it doesn't sound good,
but it would look pretty. So then, and if you just want to do jalapenos in there, that will also give it flavor if you don't want the sugar. But you make the simple syrup, pour those two things in, then you pour in Pellegrino. Okay. And then I put in cranberries in the drink. And then I took a sprig of rosemary. Now you could do a sprig. You could also use mint if you like mint. Mint works as well, but then it looks really festive. You've got your cranberries, you've got your green from either the rosemary or the mint, and it's delicious. And my friends were like, this is the best drink ever. And your kids can drink it too. So it's not just for you and anybody else who might have other ailments that they're not drinking. they can have this fun drink as well. And it is absolutely delicious. And it really makes you feel fun. At least it did for me. For my party, I poured it in a pretty wine glass, and I had
they were very pretty.
They were very pretty, weren't they? So I'll put that in the description with the podcast today. But having that drink that you drink is so important. You don't want to rely on somebody else to have your drink there, because again, they might not. And you wouldn't expect, if your favorite drink is Orange Crush, a lot of people might not have Orange Crush.
If your favorite drink is Pellegrino, believe it or not, there are people that don't have Pellegrino in their house.
A lot of people.
They don't have any sparkling water.
They have no sparkling water. They have nothing. And then they have soda. I don't drink soda. So for me, it's like, wait, you don't have anything to drink?
They only have water from the sink.
And then you're like, well, that water doesn't even taste good. I don't want that water.
It's not good.
It doesn't taste good here. No. But having your water with you, or your whatever it is you like to drink, if it is Orange Crush, if it's Dr. Pepper, whatever it is, bring it with you.
Absolutely.
And you're going to have to hoard it for yourself.
And let's say you won't feel strange, because I can just about guarantee you that at some point in your life, you used to show up with your own case of beer. So it's all good.
It's all good.
Mhm.
And it's taking care of you. And you can say, you know what, you do you, boo boo, as Henry says, my youngest. You do you, boo boo, and I'll do me.
Mhm.
So making sure you have that drink is so important. Our fourth thing is to let you know that if you do go to meetings, if you do go to AA meetings, there's Alcathons all the time.
Yes, there is.
And an Alcathon, if you don't know, is a meeting that literally goes hour to hour to hour, right?
Right around the clock. And I think the reason why Busy's bringing this up is that, you know, a lot of people, especially early in recovery, feel like they don't fit in. They don't have any place to go. A lot of people actually don't have any place to go because they're not allowed in their house, and, you know, et cetera, and so on. And her point is that you never need to be alone, that there's lots of people that you can be hanging out with. And it could be in person. It could be on Zoom. In person's great, because if you go in person, they usually have tons of food, tons of sweets, tons of everything. And, you know, and it's a lot of fun, and it's good fellowship.
We did that for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they had one here, we'd probably go to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We love those Alcathons. They're really a game changer. And the Zoom, I can tell you, we host a meeting every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The information's on Morning Hope under Busy Living Sober. If you want to even come and just check one out and start your day, it will not be an Alcathon. It will only be from 8 to 9, but it will be there as a resource on Saturday morning, on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. We will be going and we will have a meeting all those days at 8 a.m. every day,
And
rain or shine.
that is the nice thing about Zoom, is you can find a meeting around the clock if you want. So, and you can, you know, go to one in Ireland, go to one in Australia, go to one wherever you want to go. They're all over the place. And
Just
get a
get the
little different slice
information.
of
You
life.
can, yeah, exactly. You just
Mhm.
go and you Google AA Zoom meeting. And it's interesting because Elton John said the best thing to come out of the pandemic is actually Zoom meetings.
Mhm.
Zoom meetings are the best. Go to a Zoom meeting. Okay. Again, you don't even have to turn your camera on. You don't have to have your name on there. You can just go and maybe you'll hear something that will help you get one more day of sobriety.
Sure.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really, really important to take care of you this day.
And if not, you'll have somebody to talk to, because all those meetings I've ever been to, like, you know, they start before the meeting and then they go on after the meeting.
Yeah, and you just have fellowship. You just
Mhm.
talk to people. You just talk to people. And you might find somebody who's sitting at home and has nobody. And maybe this is their first year they lost their loved one. And you maybe even be able to be service to somebody else.
Absolutely.
And you know what else? You don't even have to brush your teeth to go.
I don't think you need to brush your teeth to go to any AA meeting. I mean,
But I think with the Zoom one, you totally feel comfortable going in your pajamas, just like we are today. But you could just go anytime on your pajamas. You don't brush your teeth. You just have to show up. It's rain or shine, snow, sleet, anything. It's going to go on. So getting to a meeting is really important, especially if you go to meetings. And if you don't, because you're fearful and you don't want to try one out, just try one anyway. Do something that even though you don't want to, it's a huge, huge, huge gift.
Mhm.
And then number 5, this is a huge one for me. Be proud of yourself. You've given yourself the biggest gift ever. Ever. You don't ever regret not taking a drink.
That's true. Nobody has ever regretted that.
You remember, you will definitely regret taking a drink, especially if you've started on this. And if you go and you pick up during these holidays, you're going to hate yourself and you're going to beat yourself up. And it's going to be this horrible, 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 horrible thing. And you're going to be like, oh my God, why did I do this this Christmas season? Give yourself this present. This is a gift. I just can't say it enough. This is a humongous gift you're giving yourself. You don't regret. You will never regret not taking a drink.
No, you'll never regret it. And you're so right. It's such a gift. I mean, it's just a gift that not a lot of people get. So, you know, don't take it lightly. Enjoy it. You know, as you said at the beginning, what did you say? To do your sobriety is, you know, treasure it.
Treasure it.
Mm-hmm.
Cherish it.
Cherish it. That's it.
Cherish it.
Cherish
Give
it.
yourself, be willing to go to any length to do this. Be willing to do anything it takes to stay sober. don't let any of your family members or anybody else take this away from you. It's not worth it. It is like, you made this decision for whatever reason it is, and you've decided that, you know what, I don't want to drink anymore. And just because it's a day, it's a day.
One day.
It's one day.
That's it.
It's the 25th. It comes with many feelings. And I think one of the big feelings that at least comes for me during this time, and I love Christmas. If you can't tell by looking at me, I've got like 10 million of these headbands. Our house looks like Mrs. Claus lives here and Mr. Claus, Santa. And I love it. And there's this saying, people are like, well, there's no Santa Claus. And I hope kids aren't listening to this. But there is this sense of believing in the spirit that's here. And for me, that God spirit is here. It's Jesus's birthday. It's this amazing, warm feeling if you let yourself get into it and get yourself to be like, wow, it's magical. It's magical. If you have light, if you might even be Jewish and you might have lights in your house or something, and it just makes the decorations make you feel warm. The fire in the fireplace, even if you live in Florida, we have fires all the time. I was at my girlfriend's house. It was 80 degrees. She had a huge fire out in her backyard. It's a gift. And when you're present and you can see it and you can feel it and you can be there, it's just this thing that you don't want to ever let go of. And be proud of yourself. We have so many thoughts that we think, if we think of before we got sober, right? Before we got sober, it was
a lot of remorse,
a lot of shame,
a lot of regrets,
a lot of shame.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read a story today from the Grapevine, which is a magazine that AA produces. And it was from 2013. And it was a story of a gentleman who had been drinking for a very long time. And his kids called him, and it was Christmas Eve and he wasn't home. He was at a bar. And he eventually gets sober, but you think, oh my gosh, I want to be there. And maybe you're going to be there for a niece or a nephew you haven't seen, or a new baby that's here for the first time, and you want to be a sober mommy or you want to be a sober daddy. It's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this no matter what. I know it's going to be hard, but it's one day. And if you make it through this day, it's so amazing. Even if you make it through the 24th or you make it through the 26th, it's a big day.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And it's just, if you really think about it, it's just another day. I mean, you can just turn it down to that. It's just another day. It's Christmas, but it's just another day. It's just another day to not drink one day at a time. Get yourself to a meeting that day. Like you said, there's one at 8:00 in the morning that you will be there. I will be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Lots of people will be there. And there's always lots of people at those meetings, but you can do your meeting first thing in the morning and then go do your presence and all that stuff.
But at least it gives you this ammunition of having this peace of mind, at least for 1 hour, that then can help catapult you through the whole day.
Yes.
Because you've just already dealt with your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Be grateful. Chaf mentioned gratitude. It's a huge thing for me, especially when I'm feeling down, is to look and be grateful for whatever it is. And sometimes it's like, I'm grateful that I'm sober. That's number one. I'm grateful. I don't want to have a drink today. I want to be sober more than I want to be drunk.
Absolutely. Yeah. Being sober seems more attractive than drinking.
Yeah.
We talked about that today.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. And it is, because from that, everything comes. Without it, we have nothing.
Nothing.
We just have nothing. And I have one more thing I wanted to mention just about the holidays. And that was, I heard it said many times that an expectation is a pre-planned resentment. And a lot of times we have expectations that it's going to be Christmas. Everybody's going to be on their best behavior. They're going to be dressed right. They're going to do this. They do what they're supposed to, blah, blah, blah. It never plays out that way. Let it all go. Let it just be the day, take it as it comes. Don't have an expectation on it. It's not going to be the perfect day that we want because we're alcoholics. We always want everything to be perfect. And just let it be fun.
Have fun. Which leads us to our last tip to staying sober. This staying serene, staying sober, this is a surefire tip. It's called Rule 62. And it says, have fun. Have fun. And don't take yourself too seriously.
Mm-mm.
Enjoy, have fun, celebrate you, laugh. I hope you can laugh. I hope you can have fun. I hope you can have joy. I hope you feel the magic and know that you have given yourself the biggest gift ever.
You have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best gift ever. And it keeps giving. And this gift of sobriety keeps giving and giving and giving and giving. And it is something that I would say to you, if you're here and you're listening, you can do this. You can always reach out to me. I promise I will write you back. I write back everybody.
She does.
I do. I write back everybody. I will write you back if you're feeling alone and you're like, what about this? What about that? If you're at your family party and you can't call somebody, you can't phone a friend, text me, email me, say, Busy, this is what's going on in my life right now. And I feel very uncomfortable and I don't like it. I will tell you this. You don't have to feel like that. You don't have to feel like that. You can write to me and let it go. Just write to me and say, this is how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, just even writing it to me and then sending it, it makes you feel better. It takes a lot of courage and chutzpah, I think, to write to me. I had a new person write to me today. And I thought to myself, I wanted to say to her, God, you should be so proud of yourself, because I'm sure it was hard to write to somebody you don't even know.
Sure it is. Yeah.
Right? You write to me and you're like, who is this girl? I mean, I've seen her on our podcast, but I don't even know who she is.
Mm-hmm. And she's not going to have time for me and blah, 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 blah.
Right. We make up all these lies in our head that we think that the other person.
I mean, look at her. She's obviously very busy with Christmas.
But stop. I'm not busy for any of you. I
Uh-huh.
swear I'm not busy for any of you.
Of course you're not.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, because I want everybody to make it through this. I want you all to make it through this, because we're going to go to 2022 and we're going to be like, this is a whole new year and a whole new me. And we're going to find ourselves and we're going to realize that we don't need to have a relationship with alcohol anymore. We can break up. We can break up with booze.
Yep.
And it's all good.
Yep. And lots and lots and lots of us have had our first sober Christmas, our first sober New Year's, our first sober Thanksgiving, whatever it is. And, it's been good.
It's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really good. I feel so blessed to have you all my listeners. You have no idea how much it means to me. Please subscribe. I think you can rate my Spotify on my Spotify. I don't know. I saw something about that. Guys, I'm not that techie, but I try. I do try. That's why this is campy. Somebody said to me today, I met somebody and I said, oh, I have a podcast. And he was like, oh, do you have a studio? I was like,
We're in it.
We're in it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it look nice? I'm like, it's pretty campy. It's just me and JF sometimes, and sometimes some friends. But please take care of you this holiday season. Please make you a priority this holiday season. Please love you this holiday season. You've given yourself the biggest gift you could ever give yourself. Each day we get is like, wow, what a gift. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And you might not like God or good orderly direction, whatever you want to use the acronym for. But, Jesus Christ is like giving us this gift. And, I haven't craved alcohol in a really long time. I just make fun mocktails. Now, do you have any mocktails that you make? Maybe you'll share them with us. Write to me. Tell me what you like to drink. And then maybe somebody else might like it too.
Yeah, we'd love to hear.
We'd love it. We'd love it. Just send me a recipe. You can always reach me at BizzyBizzy at busylivingsober.com.
Mm-hmm.
busylivingsober.com. Well, thank you all for listening again. And if you're a Christian and you're out there, Merry Christmas. Have the merriest of Christmases. And if you just have to have Saturday, have a happy Saturday and have a happy week. I'll be back next week. Tune in. I don't know what I'm talking about yet next week, but I'll be here. And I hope you are
talk
too.
about leftovers.
Oh, that'll be a good one. Leftovers. What do you do with leftover feelings? Let's talk about that. So I hope you all make it through this. Remember, reach out, pick up the phone. Don't pick up a drink. And until next time, keep getting busy, living sober. Bye. Merry Christmas.